Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Board No Game video. First time here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. 7,500 subs, we're doing a giveaway. We're on that grind right now, and this video is dedicated to the year 1 future banners for JP. And just note, credits go to Shinkirou Undead from the Discord. Alright, let's go ahead and jump right into this. And this is going to be year 1. And if you're wondering where I got this info, pretty much this is Princess Connect Redive. You know, this is the Discord with all the different amazing news when it comes from JP, CN, EN. Like, there's so many people who are really knowledgeable here, but here it is, the year 1 stuff. All right, I'm sure it's not very clear like the way you're seeing it right now. Feel free, I'll have the links down in the description for pretty much looking at this. And you can see right here, the first banner that's supposed to be appearing is June. So let's go ahead and go through the notable characters. And again, credits go to, you know, Shinkirou from the Discord. I have to say that. And if you want to join an amazing Discord for Princess Connect, make sure to check out their Princess Connect Redive Discord, because they pretty much have all of the information and they have a plethora of pretty much knowledgeable people. Like Tomias is over there. I'm pretty sure Vulcan is there. Like, everyone's pretty much there on the Princess Connect Redive Discord server. So make sure to be there and feel free to join mine if you're so interested. And I'll have the links to their Discord right here, Princess Connect Redive. All right, make sure to join, seriously. Okay. So, June is the best journalist tank. So to me, June is pretty much the one size fits all. She is not going to deal damage, but she is going to provide physical defense debuff like stated here, and she's going to be good at overall tanking. You know what I mean? She is going to be pretty relevant forever, because even in JP, she is still recommended to reroll for, even though, you know, she was released on pretty much the release of JP within the first month. All right, and just note, this is their launch based off of February. Our launch is going to be in mid-January, so I don't know if that's an indicator stating that, you know, we're only gonna get like one banner a month, because it's, you know, June is the only banner for February, you know, Rin and Arisa are the only, you know, banners for March, and then so on and so forth, where, you know, they start double tripling banners. And just really quick, some cliff notes on everything. So any characters highlighted in like black or pretty much, you know, like normal colors, they're not red, these are permanent banner units, as in they will be part of some sort of like shop section. So what I'm pretty much saying is, let's go ahead and go into here. I'm talking about, if you go into home and then you go into your shop section, you will be able to purchase, you know, June from somewhere, or June is probably farmable from like hard mode. People like Arisa and Rin, they might pop up somewhere here in like the dungeon shops. I'm not really sure entirely, because I'm not really looking for them really, but let's go ahead and cover that. I just wanted to say that that's one of the ways that you know that it's going to be not something that you have to pull for, but June is definitely one that you should definitely pull for as soon as her banner comes out, because the quintessential tank essentially for story mode, I would say. Let's go ahead and cover other things. Arisa, you know, you don't really need her. And I'm going to say a couple of things though. Shinkirou essentially broke it down where there are banners pretty much pulled on based off of specific playstyles. So for example, if you're hardcore into PvE, then you can pull Kyoka, but she's also going to be good for PvP, right? It's one of those things where it's like, hey, what are you into? And as a free-to-play player, this is what's going to dictate how you play the game. Are you going to be a clan battle player, or are you going to be a PvP player? Because you can't pull on every single banner, just because we don't even know if they're going to implement the pity system. But at the same time, do you only want to focus on limited banners, or do you only want to focus on normal banners, right? So, and if I didn't say it already, the stuff in red are pretty much limited banners. It says it right there. Limited characters are outlined in red. So these are the characters that you will not be able to farm them via the normal shop. I'm talking about this dude right here. Right, this is the normal shop. You will only be able to get, you know, limited units from divine amulets, and that's why a lot of players say save your divine amulets for those limited units. So for example, you'll never be able to 5-star summer Pecorine by, you know, farming hard shards or something, or going into shop. You will only be able to obtain it via divine amulets. And let's go ahead and cover this really quick. We're just gonna look at divine amulets and the breakdowns. If you're going just from 3 to 4-star, you're gonna need 400 divine amulets, and then if you're just going from 4 to 5-star, you're gonna need 750 amulets. So in total, it's gonna be like a crazy amount of amulets just to go from, you know, 3 to like 5-star, for example. example. And that's even assuming that your character that you want is going to be 3-star upon release. So it's going to be very difficult to get limited units to 5-star, and 5-star is going to make a huge difference. Better, they're going to have higher stats. 5-star does matter, especially if you want that unit to shine properly. 3 stars is good, but you know, 5-star is pretty much where all the good stuff is at. All right, so that's just like some advice for me. If you are using your divine amulets now, I'm under the assumption that you are going to be spending a little, and you know, you are not saving for particular summer units or limited characters in the future. Okay, so let's get back into Arisa. Arisa, like he said, it's pretty much easily replaceable. It's just another clan battle physical DPS that can spam UB. Honestly, like, she's going to be really good when she first releases. Like, depending on who releases afterwards, she might be relevant for our time period. Okay, just a couple things to note is like, a lot of these characters will be relevant for a couple months within their time period. I would almost advise you, if you're being competitive in clan battle or for PvP, that you know, you pull the units that you want. Okay, don't limit yourself to only limited units, because there's certain parts of the game where you won't be able to enjoy the actual content because you're starving yourself of only pulling on quote-unquote meta units. I just want to say that like upmost, because if you don't pull for Summer Pecorine and Pecorine is your wife, your waifu, right? I'm gonna be really sad, because honestly, no matter what happens in the meta, you're not happy, you know, actually collecting the waifus that you want. There's almost no purpose in playing a gacha, right? Like seriously, like this is, at the end of the day, you're having fun, you know, meta is great, but you know, don't get too fixated on it. All right, next thing, Kyoka is going to be really good for, you know, magic PvE. Really great like single target magic attacker. Note that she's not like particular in PvP, but she is also very excellent in PvP when she first releases, so you can pick her up for that because magic rules. Ilia is, you know, relevant for the first couple of months. She is going to be great for a little bit of lifesteal. She pairs well with Saren. So yeah, she's going to dominate Arena. If you're into Arena, you should probably get a copy of Ilia. Next thing is going to be Misato and Tsumigi. Now, you know, just know I have all of the character icons if you're wondering how they look, because there's a lot of different names in Princess Connect, right? So Tsumigi, more of a PvP, and then Misato, more of like an AoE healer. She's the best AoE healer. Apparently she's going to be like the premier one. I do see her in a lot of JP videos, and she seems to be highly recommended by the community. Personally, I'm probably going to stick with Yui just because I already have her raised, but she also has fantastic art, and she is like an ana, if you know what I mean. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into other things. Summer Pecorine, PvP meta. You know, Summer Pecorine is also a fantastically designed character, and she'll be relevant but fade out after 3 to 4 months. Honestly, even if she has a short lifespan, she is a waifu, and I might pull for her just for that, just so for collection purposes, you know what I mean? Summer Karyl, Summer Karyl. You have to get at least one copy of her. Like, if we're gonna talk about meta and we're gonna like talk about anything, she's probably the one character outside of prefest units that you want, because she's going to be really godly for essentially magical defense down, single target magical defense. She's gonna be good for pretty much forever, sort of like June. So if there's any character that you should save for during the summer period, it should be Karyl. All right, and then Tamaki, she's good for stealing TP from bosses. That's actually going to matter quite a bit in the next dungeon boss. So what I'm talking about is, if you go into dungeons and then you go into this, right? The one in after this, right? I'm pretty sure it's like very hard or extreme 1. Extreme 1 is going to have like a crazy looking boss, and you're going to need to steal his TP. Normal Tamaki can already do it, so you know, you can use normal Tamaki. So it's up to you whether you want to use Summer Tamaki, but honestly, it's just more relevant for PvP as well, and really hardcore clan battle apparently. It's one of those things where it's like, if you want to be relevant in the current game modes, you're gonna pull for these characters. Doesn't matter if you save for prefest units, because what happens is you won't pretty much be able to collect the gems during that time period. So for example, if you hold out for specific, let's say you want to save until Christina comes out, all right? So pretty much the first 6 months of the game, you're not doing any pulls. That's really not smart, I would say. You're gonna have to do a little bit of pulls just so you can stay somewhat relevant. It's not, I don't recommend like holding out just for pre-fest units, just because it's gonna get to a point where you go crazy. And what's even worse is if you can't even pull the pre-fest units. No, even if, you know, pre-fest does have double rates, all right? So Halloween Shinobu, you know, feel free to use her. She's gonna be appearing in Halloween, PvP connoisseurs. And then Christina. Christina is pretty much the first pre-fest units. She is going to roll around every 3 months based off of this. And, you know, every 3 months there's going to be a pre-fest. Pre-fest is like roughly like 3 to 5 days. It's a short time period, and, you know, double rates and everything. I don't know if we're going to get pre-fest within the first 6 months, but based off of this, it should be relatively close to us, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So roughly like the first, like, you know, 10 months to a year, that's when the first pre-fest occurs. We don't know if this is going to speed up, slow down, because this is all speculation, number one. All right. So if you guys are wondering, like, is this true to the name? Like, is this how things are going to flow? Absolutely not. This could completely change, and this could be entirely wrong. I just want to like preface that in case you're wondering. Okay. So let's go ahead and cover other things now. Christmas Chica, when Christmas does appear for us, which is fairly far away, she's gonna be really good, but not until the following year, right? Only when we get Karyl to 6-star, or pretty much when 6-star units come out. Of course, if we get 6-star earlier for whatever reason, then, you know, Christmas Chica will be more relevant, but I highly doubt we're gonna get a sped up version of 6 stars, because 6 stars is a pretty big deal, and I don't think a lot of us can achieve it like fairly quickly. It's a very difficult, arduous task. New Year Yui, pretty much walking invincibility cheats apparently. You know, she can cast barriers, she can cast heals. What a crazy character. Anyone who can cast barriers in this game is automatically of a higher tier, especially if, like, you know, it scales very well. So if you want New Year Yui for probably, like, I would say clan battle, because if she can deal damage while also granting barriers, that is really good. And then we have New Year Hiyori, will be relevant, but it'll be a while till she is actually relevant. Honestly, for New Year's, probably best to get, you know, New Year Yui. And for, I don't think they're gonna release like New Year like Kokoro and New Year Karyl, so it's gonna be a while before those two appear. So those are gonna be the 2 New Year units, all right? And note that pretty much Shinkirou is only covering the units that are relevant. He's not gonna cover pretty much everyone else who's not as relevant. Valentine Shizuru. Now, since we're launching around January, February timeframe, you know, she's not supposed to come out until later. She is, if she releases earlier, she will be very, very strong. She's an AoE healer, physical buffer, so technically she can fill in that slot that I guess you could say Yui sometimes has, or whichever like healer that you have. But pretty much she's a 2-in-1 pack, so that's really good. And then you have Muimi, which is the second pre-fest character that technically released 3 months after of Christina, right? Yeah, because it goes 11, 12, 1, 2. So I would say Muimi is just as good as Christina. They serve 2 different things, because, you know, Muimi can do a little bit of AoE, and she plays like a different like type of character from Christina in some ways, because she has her union burst where she can trance like a great sword, whereas Christina, she can like, she never misses, and she like it's gonna be really crazy when these pre-fest units come out, because they're going to dominate the meta for pretty much until 6-star releases. And in some ways, you know, I would say Christina, if you want to save for her, she's definitely worth it. Just don't go too crazy on the saving, right? But that's pretty much all of the relevant characters for year 1. I would say like definitely pull on the June banner. Don't go too crazy, just get at least 1 copy, and then from there you're pretty much like safe, I would say, if you are not participating hardcore in PvP. You know, Arisa, definitely a good pickup for clan battle IMO. I've seen her usage, she seems pretty good. You know, Kyoka, definitely good as well. It'll be up to you, you know, what do you plan to like, you know, pretty much pull for. Honestly, I say pull for June, probably pull for somewhere Karyl, pull for Christina, and then pull for Muimi. If you guys want like a really bare bones basics like thing, those are the characters that I would say, because you pretty much have a tank covered, you have Summer Karyl who's a magic DPS, you have Christina who's a pre-fest unit, and then Muimi Muimi, who is a prefest unit. You might also want to pick up New Year's, you know, Yui, because New Year Yui is going to be with the prefest units. So, you know, you can pick her up as well. I would say like those are the standout characters that seem the most memorable to me. But honestly, at the end of the day, you can pull for whoever you want. And remember, this isn't set in stone. Anything can change. And if this is wrong, this is just something for reference. I just want to preface for that. And I take full responsibility for this video and the way it came out. If I botched any of the explanations that Shinkirou pretty much described, that's on me. That's not on him or her. All right. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. 7,500 subs. We'll be doing a giveaway. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.